All right. Welcome to my first ever top 5 series, and I feel as though now is the best time to do it since What If is officially over and we're literally waiting for season 2 to drop. I'm going to say this right off the bat. No, Zombie Thanos is not on this list. He's not on this list at all. You don't get to be on a top 5 list in terms of strength by just showing up, flashing the gauntlet, and then cutting to black. No, we have no idea what Zombie Thanos is even capable of. He's not on this list. And one of the reasons why I omitted him from this list is that essentially Ultron Supreme showed us what the ultimate peak level of using the Infinity Stones looks like. If Thanos, who was also in possession of 4 stones, was able to get bitten, and being bitten essentially removes most of your higher brain function, you're basically just a zombie rage monster, I don't think Zombie Thanos would be able to utilize the Infinity Gauntlet in complex ways. Would he be able to use the Infinity Gauntlet to do something ignorant like an energy blast or warping something so that he can pull something towards him or teleporting back and forth? Sure, yes. Have we seen him do it? No, we did not. As a result, not on this list. But who just barely made the cut is my number 5 for this list, and that is the Ancient One from What If. Now, at first, I wasn't going to put the Ancient One on here. I really wasn't. But then I started thinking about what she was capable of doing in her episode with Doctor Strange in What If. Essentially, the Ancient One did something that shouldn't even be possible. However, is kind of easy to explain. In her original timeline, Stephen Strange doesn't lose his hands. Her Stephen Strange loses Christine. She dies in a car accident. Here's the thing. At some point in time, Stephen Strange decides to essentially go back in time, meet the sorcerer Cagliostro, learn everything he can about becoming super powerful to change a Nexus event, and goes off to become Strange Supreme. The Ancient One splits the timeline. There is one timeline running at the top where Stephen Strange loses Christine, continues down the exact same path that we're familiar with for Stephen Strange, and decides not to go into the past. Underneath this is a completely other timeline, and that other timeline deals with Strange Supreme in the past, learning from Cagliostro and absorbing all of these cosmic entities into himself. Now, that is absolutely fucking wild. We see the consequences of this as basically reality just starts to decay and die because you're not supposed to run 2 timelines in the exact same universe. Universe doesn't like that. And we see the consequences of this, and we know that the consequences of this is fucked up because in her attempt to do this, she burns the time stone, and we've never seen the time stone essentially delete itself trying to perform a spell that Doctor Strange or the Ancient One has ever cast. Just the complexity and the sheer power required to do something along those lines definitely puts her at the bottom of the list at number 5. But then we have number 4. And number 4 is definitely one that I sat down and I had to think about it a little bit because I wasn't sure whether or not this one was going to make the cut either. And that is Zombie Wanda Maximoff. Zombie Wanda Maximoff is fucking insane. One of the things that has always held back normal MCU Wanda is her emotional and mental trauma. Her emotional and mental trauma hold her back from her full potential. And it really wasn't until WandaVision that we got to see what would happen if Wanda Maximoff just essentially cut loose, if she really didn't give a shit about the people around her anymore. And when she didn't, she created her own reality in Westview, where she was essentially God, and she can do whatever she wanted, unless, you just happen to be a 1,000-year-old witch who can cast runes to negate those abilities, but we'll talk about Agatha Harkness on another day. Now, for Zombie Wanda, there's no mental trauma. There's no emotional damage. There's nothing along those lines. There is the hunger, and there's the rage, and that is it. and it is a beautiful sight to behold. I like the fact that she shows up and she's able to give Vision, Ultron Supreme, basically a whole lot of go for 15 seconds before he nukes an entire planet to get rid of her. Like, the fact that she was even a threat showing up and trying to mop him is impressive in and of itself. That is why she's definitely third place on the list. A Wanda Maximoff who has basically no trauma, nothing holding her back mentally. That's nothing but rage and Scarlet Witch Nexus powers is scary as shit. And it literally took someone with all the Infinity Stones in order to delete her. Because on her own, I'm fairly certain in her universe, she would literally mop everyone, even Zombie Thanos, who's not on this list. Now, number 4 is down. We're moving on to number 3. And number 3 is gonna be a little bit shocking, because I'm gonna be putting Vision Supreme, Ultron Supreme at number 3. Hold on. I know. Number 3, Ultron Supreme. You dare? Hold on. Hear me out. On his own, without the Infinity Stones, Ultron Supreme is a threat. We see him wipe out his entire planet with no issue whatsoever. And I feel as though the reason why I'm putting him at number 3 has a lot to do with how fast and loose Marvel decided to play it in regards to him using the Infinity Stones. Basic law, and I do mean basic law because this is how the Infinity Stones have been written in Marvel Comics forever, essentially state that when you're outside of your home universe, the abilities of the Infinity Stone is diminished. Because if they aren't, this creates questions along the lines of, well, if Thanos failed in this universe to essentially wipe out all life and accomplish his mission, why wouldn't another Thanos from another universe just pop over to this universe and wipe out everything with his Infinity Stones? It keeps those questions in check. And I'll tell you right now, it is a sight to behold watching Ultron Supreme just mop everything, munching galaxies, doing whatever the hell he wants, running Uatu's Fade. Absolutely fucking amazing. I love every single second of it. He is literally a major threat. I would even also put an addendum next to him and put Killmonger and why am I forgetting his name? He was in Captain America, the First Avenger. He's literally a Hydra agent. Armin Zola. Wow. As an addendum next to him, since at the end of What If, essentially, they're both fighting over the exact same power that Ultron Supreme had. But Ultron Supreme is wildly powerful. Even without the stones, he's wildly powerful because we see him kill Thanos like that when he shows up. So he definitely deserves to be number 3 on this list across the board. But then we're moving into, in my opinion, the 2 most powerful people in What If. And at number 2, I'm going to put Uatu the Watcher. Even though Ultron ran his shit, and I mean Ultron beat his ass. Like, Ultron did not care where Uatu was from, what his name was, what his rank was, how important he was to anything. Ultron said, these hands are rated E for everyone and you about to catch them 24/7. Uatu the Watcher is wildly powerful. Not only does he have the ability to warp reality on some level, he also has the ability to travel in between multiverses without being affected by whatever's going on in that specific multiverse. We see him look in on Doctor Strange as his multiverse is essentially collapsing and everything except for Strange is dying, and he just leaves. He's not affected by the fact that this universe is collapsing. He's not affected by the fact that the beings inside this universe outside of Strange are decaying. Him and Strange have a conversation as the last 2 beings in this universe, and he just dips. He wanders through the multiversal time ways like it's absolutely nothing. He's able to look in on any type of situation. If he wanted to, he could also change any type of situation to his advantage. Because we see him almost help Nat and Clint in finding where Zola is so that they can create something to stop Ultron. He's also, it's not omnipotent, I'm completely forgetting the word, but he also has the ability to see into the future and knows how things are going to play out. Like, for instance, how he knew how the final battles were going to play out in What If, where he knew that he couldn't assist the heroes. The heroes in Strange had to come basically to the realization of how to contain the Ultron threat on their own. And he was essentially there to greet them once everything was over. I still think that's fucked up. That's messed up that he sent them out there with no information whatsoever. Because it would have been nice if he had at least told, like, Captain Carter, like, hey, so you see Killmonger? He's definitely going to try and do some shit, like, later on. You may want to try and stop him. On the low, you know, between you and me, you may want to, like, put that man down before he gets his hands on the Infinity Stone. But other than that, I'm going to send you guys to, like, you know, go fight this cosmically powerful being who's on my level that ran my shit, like, 2 episodes ago. Now, moving on from Uatu, we have our number 1. And our number 1 definitely deserves to be number 1. And I don't care what anybody says. You may interchange Uatu and Ultron Supreme if you want, but in my opinion, Doctor Strange Supreme is the most powerful being that they have ever introduced in What If. Not only did he consume cosmic entities from across his own universe, not only is he immune to the decay and heat death of his own universe, he was able to, for like 60 seconds, hold the walls of his universe from collapsing in on himself. There is no one, I don't even think Ultron Supreme, with the powers of the Infinity Stone, if the universe was collapsing around him, I do not believe he would have the power to push the walls of his universe back and hold it off as long as he can in an attempt to stop it from closing and trapping him. I don't think Ultron Supreme is that powerful. We've seen him munch galaxies, sure. Jump through the time waves. Yeah. Create things from nothing. Okay. Hold the walls of a universe that's decaying at bay? Not only hold the walls of the universe from decaying at bay, but essentially when your team is assembled, giving your team buffs that allows them to fight a cosmic entity, a cosmic threat like Ultron Supreme without sustaining any damage in any way, shape, or form. Not only can you do that, but when said cosmic threat nukes an entire universe with a snap of his finger, you reverse that snap into the palm of your hand, then munch on it for extra energy so you can continue giving him go. Doctor Strange Supreme is definitely the most powerful being that What If has ever introduced. Not only do I hope he shows up in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, I'm hoping he comes back for What If Season 2. Because it seems as though they're definitely setting up, good lord, I was about to call them the Multiversal Avengers, but they're the Guardians of the Multiverse. Like, I prefer Multiversal Avengers. Guardians of the Multiverse is fine. Whatever. But I'm really hoping that he shows back up, because we know that he has the orb containing Killmonger and Zola. And he's basically just chilling in his universe. And it seems as though him and Uatu have a type of understanding friendship now. But we also have to deal with the fact that at any point in time, he can go nuclear. Because we see him kind of lose control a little bit when he was fighting Ultron Supreme. Used up a little bit too much energy. He started morphing into those different forms as things were coming out of him. So at some point in time, he's also going to end up being a threat. And I have no idea how exactly they're going to deal with that. The only way you can deal with that is probably if you call in like a council of Doctor Stranges in order to fight him and put him down. But yeah, that is my list for the 5 top most powerful beings in What If. We've got the Ancient One. We've got... Wow, how did I forget that so quickly? We have the Ancient One. We have Zombie Wanda Maximoff. We have Ultron Supreme. We've got Uatu The Watcher. And then at the top of my list is Doctor Strange Supreme. And if you enjoyed this video, hit that like button. hit that subscribe button, comment down low what your top 5 most powerful beings in What If are. I love talking to you guys about this type of shit. Like, I have a blast in the comment section seeing everybody's opinion on who's powerful, who's not powerful, what's your power scale, who's your number 1, and then all the way down to your number 5. Drop that down low so I can comment on it. Peace.